Hey, welcome. Today we're going to get into some new and fresh places of inspiration for you to go to as a photographer to stay inspired, to get re inspired. Many of us find this time where we're starting to get to end of summer, it's time for some fresh sources of inspiration. By the way, it's important for us to stay continually inspired, to stay in continually fresh when it comes to our work and our attitude towards our photography. New sources of inspiration, not just always looking at Instagram, can actually really help you with your photography game. So today, that's what we're getting into. Fresh new sources of inspiration for your photography. The first thing that I'm going to give you is the vibe of going online. Looking online is a great way, and it's usually the first way that people go as far as finding photography inspiration. I'm going to help you find some new sources for that photography inspiration. By the way, I'm Carty. If you don't know me, I'm a photographer. I'm a little sick. You might hear it a little bit in my voice. I've been doing this for 3 decades. I'm here to help you, the emerging photographer, get to the next level. We're going to have a nice, tight episode for you. All right, let's talk about the first place where if it was online and I'm looking for a spot to go for inspiration, unequivocally, the first place I'm going is Behance. The reason that Behance is so incredible is it gives you it's just way bigger than Instagram. This is creative to creative. This is photographer to art director, photographer to photo editor. This is where creatives go to showcase their work. What I like to do is click discover and then up here go to photography, and you'll see it gives you the absolute best of photography. And all of these stories are award winning, meaning Behance gives Behance awards every day to the best photography that's submitted. Posting your photography here on Behance, you can see this is an Instagram. This is the highest level of photography in the industry. All art directors go to Behance first. It's the first place people go to. Art directors, people who have buying power, people have the ability to hire you, they're going to Behance. So for you as a photographer, you should be looking at Behance for inspiration to see what's actually happening out there in the world beyond just what's happening in your backyard. Whatever genre of photography you're into, whether it's car photography, fashion photography, all you need to do is search your niche on Behance, and you're going to find photography that is absolutely mind-blowing. And again, as a place to go to for inspiration, look at this light. Look at this photography. Look at the mood, the sensibility, the art direction. Again, this is an Instagram. This photographer might be on Instagram, but looking at a whole level of photography that is not just people doing TikTok dances and cat photos, pictures of people's lunch, I think that you should be looking at inspirational photography that inspires you to go out and create. If you're watching live, by the way, thank you. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. Today's an inspirational episode. I am all about showcasing the best photography and the best way to find photography inspiration. Whatever type of photography that you do, on Behance, you can just search product photography. And under creative fields, where it pops up here, under creative fields, Jesus, it's not letting me get there. Here we go. Under creative fields, click photography. And now it's going to give you the best product photography in the industry. It's also going to give you product photography specialists. And if you're interested in product photography, this is the way that you find inspo. This is the way that you see what's happening in the industry. And this is the way that you look at photography like, can I beat that? Can I shoot better, cleaner than that? And if you want to talk about specializing, if you look at other projects from this gentleman, you can see he definitely has a product sensibility to his work. Let's look at one more product session. What's another thing that grabs me? These Coca-Cola bottles really grab me. Iced Coke. I think some people watching this program could execute that better. So this is the whole point about searching to see what is out there. Let's look at this idea. Turning this pizza into a stadium. What a great idea. What a great concept. Super dope. Detail shots. And if you can look at more photos from Alexandru, who's from Romania, you can see this guy's a product shooter. He shoots products. He shoots food and drink specifically. Look at the portfolio. It's pretty much all food and drink. Not quite as cool as Scott Cicchino over there at Tin House, but you know, he definitely has a vibe, and you see the power of specializing. So if you want a place for a resource for looking at photography online, Behance. First one. That's the first thing off the top of my head. You gotta. Let's go, Timo. Glad you're here. By the way, Vicky, glad you're here. Advocate, glad you're here. Jadu, welcome. Robin, welcome. Mr. Warbucks, Jason Williams, glad you're here. Kadima, glad you're here. Donna, glad you're here. Everybody, Redman, let's go. Dylan, let's go. Steven C, let's go. Glad you guys are watching live. I appreciate you. And I would say your name if you left a comment, if you're watching after the fact, but you're watching after the fact, so I can't talk to you. If you were watching live, you could be in chat with me as well. All right, so I hope that inspires you. That's Behance. Search your specific niche. Boom. Instantly, you got photography that's going to blow you away and inspire you to shoot at a higher level. Let's get into another online resource. This is called a photo editor. A photo editor, his name is Rob Haggart. And Rob Haggart is an art director, a photo editor. He used to be the photo editor from Outside Magazine. And what he has done is put together a bunch of promos. And this is my favorite section to look at. Here is his promo section. This is a blog he's been having going for easily 20 years. I'm going to find promos. So click promos. And what it gives you now are what photographers' promos look like. How amazing is this? What kind of insight are you getting here where you're able to see what a photographer's promo looks like? What photographer promos he gets on a daily basis? This is basically a magazine that a photographer is printing. So it shows you what your competition is doing. It shows you, like, if you're thinking about doing a promo, better look at a photo editor to see the level of promos that are happening right now in 2023. Another incredible promo. Let's go, Stephen C. Another thing that's happening along the sidebar on camera left here is photographers. How much do you make? A 26-year-old female photography assistant who assists mainly in the commercial food and lifestyle space with 2 years experience, based in LA, based on a poll, is making $20,000 to $35,000 a year. A male editorial and commercial photographer in his 30s with 7 years experience, primarily as an assistant based in New York. 2021, 75,000 assisting. 2022, 75,000 assisting. So it's also an incredible resource. It shows you people's rates. 50-year-old on-set photographer working mostly in films and sometimes a little TV with 15 years experience in this position and over 30 years in the film business. $12K in 2023, $60K in 2022, $130K in 2021. So a photo editor as a resource is invaluable for finding what is happening in current contemporary photography. Look at this promo, taken after a very famous Beatles album where you could change the faces and change the glasses. This photographer did this with a promo. What a great idea. And he's also photographing people who have incredibly hairy faces as part of this self-directed project. Aaron Cobb. Cindy Long Studios. Cindy showing you some of her process. So this is promos that you'll see pretty much exclusively on a photo editor. Look at this promo. This photographer sent out thumb drives that were actually thumbs, and he put his work on the thumb drive. So how absolutely clever is this when it comes to promoting your photography? This is why, and also the picture that he took was him minus a thumb. Incredibly clever, a great way for you to get inspired to make photography that's just above the rest, above your average level. A photo editor, I'm showing you just one section. Photographers are making newsprint fold-outs, like printing their own newspaper and sending this to art directors. So if you're wondering why you're not getting work, look at what other photographers are doing. This is why I've done this episode for you today. It's to show you that there are free resources out there that you can be looking at that are just filling up your brain with amazing ideas. This is what you guys should be looking at. This is site number 2, which is called A Photo Editor. The whole point of today's episode is to re-inspire you to get into photo inspiration, not just online. Like, let's look other places for photo inspiration beyond just what we see on the internet. But if we are going to go on the internet, Behance and a photo editor are incredible resources for free for you to just get information. By the way, if you don't have a Behance profile, Behance is owned by Adobe. Adobe owns Adobe Portfolio. My website, my Behance profile, they incorporate, they integrate. Put a picture on Behance, you can have it on your website. Put a thing on your website, you can have it on Behance. It's beautiful integration. It integrates with Lightroom. I've done so much content on Behance. I don't want to get more into it, but it's very important to be on there and to showcase your photography that way. Okay, so another way that you can be using the internet is for searching for specific photography websites, sometimes within your niche. What I like to do is I create a photo sites folder. I'm going to cough. I can feel it. I create a photo sites folder, and you can see here, I have an insane amount of photo sites that I have bookmarked. I bookmark photo sites, and I've been doing it for so long. These are all photographers' websites, and I'm still scrolling. You need to be doing this as well. Of course, food photographer Scott Cicchino, also known as Tin House Studio is saved here. Thanks so much, Stephen. Is saved here not just because I like to rep Tin House Studio, but I think this is a great photographer, and I think that this guy has a great website. So it's saved in my website directory, so I can show it, so I can look at it as reference, so I can be inspired by Scott, be inspired by his use of colors. Even if I'm not a food photographer, I can be inspired by this website and this photography. It's super important to have what I call a photo shoots folder. Do you guys remember the deadliest catch? There's a photographer named Corey Arnold, and Corey Arnold was the photographer who shot the deadliest catch. He shot all of the Bering Sea fishing stuff. And if you look at his work from the Bering Sea, if you look at this, is the official photographer for the deadliest catch. So, of course, I was a huge fan of the deadliest catch. I'm a Canadian. You kind of have to love fishing and this kind of stuff. So just being able to see this guy's work in a website is amazing. This is Corey Arnold's photography, the photographer who photographed all the work for the deadliest catch. Like, I just think his website's loading a little slow, no lie. But look at how great this work is to look at. So great. So great. Imagine being a photographer on the Bering Sea. Crazy. 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 Corey Arnold. Love it. So I use a bookmarking system for saving all the photography websites that I love. If I see something and it's dope, I've saved it. So I have 500, 600, like, I don't even know. I've never counted them, but there are an incredible amount of amazing websites here. Let me just click one more. Lane Coder. Lane Coder's work is just preposterous. It's preposterous. Look at this first image and look at the way that he puts this collection together. Oh, I'm going to give you just a couple of highlights from Lane Coder. Look at this photograph. I have to hide my face. Look at this. Incredible work from Lane Coder. Do you want another one? How about this? Incredible. Incredible. Oops. Let's see another one. Of course, he shot for Vogue. Look at the work of Lane Coder. So beautiful. And again, saw it, saved it. So I can pull up this reference and follow this photographer's work. Lane Coder. Absolutely amazing. Yes or yes. So you can see the value in searching photography sites and using Behance and then following photographers that you like and then following their website links if they have a website and then saving them in a bookmark folder. Like, archive your stuff so you can go back to it later. You should see how organized my bookmarks are. I'm going to do some more content on organization. So here's another website that you should be looking at that's super helpful. Feature Shoot. I don't know if you guys know about Feature Shoot or have looked at Feature Shoot, but Feature Shoot is an incredible free resource of great photography and great inspiration. You can be looking at this type of work and it's actually mind-bending. It makes you a better photographer. I mean, this is AI generated, this particular story, but it really makes you a better photographer just by looking at amazing photography. It helps you, it actually makes you better. Thank God you didn't hear my scream just there. Oh, I'm so tired of coughing. Look at this incredible photography. This is Feature Shoot. And again, another incredible resource. Here's another one. Looking at stock photography websites, stock sites, Stocksy. Here's a stock site. It's called Stocksy. Seeing what's happening in stock photography. See who the featured artists are. See what the content that's getting picked up by stock agencies. See what's being shot. See what's being searched. It helps you with developing your own portfolio. Wholesome Halloween, passion economy, textures, food photography. I mean, this is a no-brainer. You have to look at resources like this. All it's going to do is really help you see what's happening in the world of stock photography. It's free to browse these sites, see what's out there, see what's selling, see photographs that you can imitate and help those pictures now be a better version in your portfolio. This is Stocksy. Super easy, and it's like a no-brainer. It's free. This is just resources, and this is what this whole episode is about today. Resources to get you inspired on photography. Let's look at another. Yeah. This one is called Masterfile. Masterfile is another incredible resource for you to be looking at to be inspired with photography. Here's another amazing trick for seeing how much your work is worth. Imagine you shot starlight photography. Imagine you did that. And then imagine, like a photographer who watches, his name is Raymond Cleveland. Ray Cleveland lives in Arizona. Imagine this is Ray's photograph. And Ray wants to see what the value of this photograph is because somebody wants to buy it. The first thing that we do is we ask ourselves, what's it for? What's it for? You ask your client, what's it for? So they want to use this. Oops, let me just enlarge this. Oh, it won't let me make it bigger. They want to use it for magazine. Okay, check. They also want to put it on a large display. Okay, check. And maybe a small display. You can basically see exactly how much usage it would cost using the rights manage calculator. What's the usage type? The usage is advertising or display, or it's print or promotional. So let's say advertising. What's the media? The media is going to be outdoor or transit. What type of outdoor? Well, it's going to be a billboard. Okay, well, how many billboards? Well, they might do up to 10 of them. Maybe they'll do 50. So let's say up to 10. What's the territory? Is it just in your city? Is it in your state? Is it in your state or province? Is it in your country? Well, no, it's just local. It's just in the city. 10 billboards in my city. Okay, so what city do you live in? Okay, well, I know that Ray lives in Arizona. So I will go to Phoenix, Arizona. That's where he is. And then what's the duration? They want to use it for a year. Okay, up to a year. And when do they want to start? They want to start in October. Okay, this shows you what the usage fee is for a photo that's already been taken. This is called a rights manage calculator. I'm going to cough again. If you've never used a rights managed calculator, this explains to you why when I do a photo shoot for 4 days, the invoice quickly equals $47,400. It's because of usage. And if you don't understand usage, use a usage calculator. Masterfile has a free usage calculator right here. The trick is pick a picture. Pick a picture that's similar to the picture that you're wondering what would you sell the rights or sell the usage for. Use a calculator. That's how you do it. So that's another reason why Masterfile, not only is it an amazing inspiration website, it's also an incredible resource. Leave a comment if that helped you. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. All right, that should be worth the subscribe alone. That little rights management usage calculator. All right, also going on with this photography inspiration online, you can use social media communities. There's nothing wrong with Instagram, but I'm going to show you in a second how to use Instagram just a little bit differently. But first, before Instagram, here's 500 Pics. 500 Pics is a Canadian company. Welcome, New Dawn. 500 Pics is a Canadian company, and it's not quite as high-end as Behance, but I would kind of say it's a little bit more high-end than Instagram. There are several photographers that are very active on 500 Pics. I'll say again, there's nothing more important than your own personal photography website, but when it comes to looking to new places for photography inspiration, I can't do an episode without talking about 500 Pics, which is the number 500px.com. 500pix.com, another incredibly beneficial resource. So, I was talking a second ago about Instagram. There is a way to use Instagram that's kind of smarter. And what I do is a couple of things. The first thing I do is I explore hashtags. Because I'm an editorial portrait photographer, I explore the editorial portrait hashtag, and I also hashtag my photos editorial portraits. This shows me what's happening in the space. I also follow it. It used to show you top posts, but also most recent posts. Following hashtags, whatever type of photography that you do, if you shoot cars, if you want to see headshots, just search and you'll get the top posts, so you really get a sense as to like what's hot, what's selling, at least what's getting lots of attention on Instagram. So use Instagram, number one, this way with exploring and following hashtags. The next thing that I'm going to suggest that you do is, you can only do this on your phone, by the way, is go to your profile. Wow, here's my profile, and go up here to the hamburger menu up here, and you'll see my saved. We'll do it on this camera. You'll see my saved. Now, I save all the cool stuff that I see on Instagram in a saved folder. So I'm able to actually go back and see it afterwards. If there's a photograph that I think is dope, if there's a comment or like basically a caption that I think is dope, if there's a great use of photography that I think is amazing, I hit that black save thing and that puts it in a save folder so I can go back to it afterwards. That's another great way to be using online. And because we're on our phone all the time, Don't just double tap it and like it. Save it, because we like too many things. Save photography, and you could even create your specific photo inspiration save folder on your phone for Instagram. So that's using hashtags, and that's 500 pics. Next, a whole new way. We're now not offline. We're talking about the value of photography books and magazines. There's such value in physical print publications and physical books for inspiration. I'm so excited about this. I got this like a month ago, and I have not opened it, but I know who it's from. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Ooh. This is a book from... Oh, I've been waiting to open this on the air, by the way. Oh my God, look at this. Jamil Shabazz sent me his latest book. Whoo! Jamil sent me his latest book. I am so happy. Oh my God, look at this. And of course he wrote something in here. It says, high quality content. It says, to Steve, the photographs in this book represent a history and a culture. A history and a culture that's long gone. Love is the message. Jamil Shabazz, March 2023. So incredible. So this book is, oh my word, this is like seconds from my life. This is like back in the day. I've been friends with Jamil Shabazz for probably, I'd say, 15 years. I've exhibited with him because of Jamil Shabazz and his prolific book collection. He's actually encouraged me to publish. So I have my first book, which is called Positives. It came out in 2009. I'm very due for a new book. By the way, would you buy a book of mine if I put out a new book of photography? Would you? Leave a comment below. Leave a comment in chat if you would buy a new photography book from Carty, because I'm kind of thinking about it. Jamil, new book. I can't wait to get into this. And also, yeah, there's power in knowing other photographers in the industry and like sharing your work and sending stuff to each other. It's super dope. This is my third Shabazz book. This is the second one that he's sent me with a very special autograph. I got that a while ago, but I wanted to open that on the air. So know that studying the work of renowned photographers can expand your perspective. And this next book is like a coffee table breaker. It's literally so big. This is Vanity Fair Portraits, a century of iconic images. This book is another absolute mind bender. Another absolute mind bender. Like the most, I wish I had a top down. I really wish I had a top down. But this book is literally, it's so big that the spine is broken from its own weight. Like Vanity Fair Portraits. Some of the most, oh my God, Demi Moore pregnant, photographed by Annie Leibovitz. Yeah, so photography books is another incredible way to look at photographs. It's an incredible way. Look at Drew Barrymore. Look at baby Drew Barrymore. Yeah, so this is Vanity Fair Portraits, and another one of my very important photographs, very important books. I mean, one of my very important books of photographs. There's such Such incredible work in this book, man. I can't even get into this. There's so many mind bending photographs. Are you kidding me? Oh, Vanity Fair portraits. It's like 400 pages. Amazing. So, studying the work of renowned photographers changes your perspective. Photo books. Even if you can't afford to buy the photo book, go to the magazine store, go to the library, go to the bookstore, find an opened copy, post up, and just take it in. Have your notebook, make notes from ideas that you get. You don't have to buy the books, but you have to look at them. You have to look at them. It's so inspirational. Now, something that's much cheaper than photography books, but still pretty expensive, is magazines. Photography magazines feature the latest trends, techniques, but I don't necessarily buy photography magazines. Well, I used to buy American Photo back in the day, but what I do is I buy Vogue. I buy Italian Vogue. I buy French Vogue. I buy British Vogue. I buy American Vogue. Vogue is an amazing way to see advertising, to see what advertising looks like, what photography looks like right now, how layouts are happening. Vogue is an incredible way to see what photography looks like in print, what ad campaigns look like. If you're a photographer and you're not buying magazines, what's wrong with you? Magazines are how I live. Magazines are how I eat. Like, I get hired to shoot for magazines. So you have to be buying magazines to see what's happening. It's so necessary. I love magazines. One of my favorite photographers, his name's Rankin. And Rankin is from the UK. I've talked about Rankin very much on this channel. Rankin has his own magazine, and it's called Hunger. Yes, this is a $15 magazine 10 years ago. It's called Hunger. Look at how thick this magazine is. Rankin photographed every editorial in this magazine. Every single one. Every portrait, every fashion spread, all done by one photographer. It is mental. Like, it's mental. It's absolute. You have to look at magazines. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What? Like, magazines. Come on. You got to look at magazines. Magazines are inspiration on a level that you just can't get on your own.
High quality content.
So this is Hunger. Worth the $30 that it probably costs now. This is an issue from 2012. It's 12 years old and I still have it because it's so dope. I have so many magazines. Like, you have to collect magazines. So that's magazines and books. Physical media, things that you have to store, things you have to go back and refer to. That's what we need to look at. Oh, I love looking at physical media. There's also local and personal sources of inspiration. Look closer to home. Look within yourself for photography inspiration. That idea that you have in your head that you want to try, that could be the next big thing, but you haven't done it yet. So you can also look inside here for inspiration, into your notebook, from all those notes, from all those photo ideas that you've written down that you haven't executed yet. There's something really to be said for going to galleries exhibits, photo shows, art galleries, seeing work that's not necessarily photography will also inspire photography. Look at art, look at creativity, look at design. We have to appreciate creativity of all realms in order for us to really excel within the creativity of photography. I don't just look at photography, I look at everything. Our personal experience and our emotions are an amazing source of inspiration. Have you ever been angry and then gone and photographed? And speaking of exhibits, I saw Jean-Michel Basquiat's exhibit here in Toronto. It was one of the most moving, powerful, and inspirational things that I've seen. Bob Marley, there was a Bob Marley exhibit here in Toronto. I went and saw that. That was also super inspiring for my photography. I know that my emotions and my personal stories are so connected to my pictures that if I go out and I'm in a positive mood, that positivity translates into my photos. I know that if I'm negative or if I feel down, I know that the light and the look and feeling that I'm attracted to is also down and dark and a little bit more moody. So it's okay to ride our emotions and use our emotions as a wave of inspiration. You know, this photography game, it's not easy, but if we're looking at the right things, and I think that too often photographers don't look at the right sources of inspiration, or they're not looking at sources of inspiration at all. What ends up happening if you're not looking at the masters, if you're not looking at contemporary photographers that are doing it better than you, what are you looking at? There's no way for you to get better unless you look at photography that makes you want to quit. I'm going to say that again. There's no point in looking at photography that isn't so good, that's not at such a level that it makes you want to quit. That's the only photography worth looking at. Photography that makes you strive. Photography that makes you try harder, want to try harder. So, I hope you guys are inspired today. Today I went over various different ways for you to reignite your passion for the craft, reignite the way that you look for photography inspiration. And if you haven't been looking at photography inspiration, maybe today's the day that you'll start. Maybe you'll start with looking at my photography. Maybe you'll look at stevecarty.com just so you see I'm not just a talking head talking about photography, that I actually, hopefully you'll see that I have work to back it up. I love talking about pictures. I've been making photographs since I was 14. I shot my first model when I was 17. I went to a university level photography school when I was 19. I shot my first cover when I was 23. I got my first studio when I was 21. I've been making a living with my creativity since I was 21 years old. And really, when I think about that, it's actually mind-blowing. The fact that I've been making a living with my eyes since I was 21 years old, and I'm 53. So know that you can do this. You can do this. The hardest thing is believing that you can do this. Everybody might be nervous for you trying to pursue a career in professional photography, trying to be a freelancer. They might be nervous for you. In fact, many of you may have family, friends that are trying to discourage you away from the path of photography. Leave a comment if that's you. But know this, You're the only one that can drive your car. You're the one that has to passionately wake up every day and be excited to do something for money. For me, I love photography so much, I would do it for free. The fact that it's my career, the fact that it's been my career for so long, it kind of feels like I don't have a job because I do what I love for a living. I once heard, turn what you love into profit and you'll never work again. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm helping or hoping to help you do. I hope you like this content, guys. If you do, please consider subscribing if you're not already. Thursdays, I usually do photo reviews. We'll be doing photo reviews this Thursday. So if you'd like to have your photos reviewed, it's super simple. All you need to do is, number one, become a member here on YouTube. I have my smoke ready, and I'm surprised like no one became a member while you're home watching, subscribed, but not participating in chat. Every single member that I get, I light my house on fire. I light the house on fire every single time I get a subscriber. So, I mean, every time I get a new member. So if you'd like to become a member or want to have your photos reviewed, number one, become a member here on YouTube. Number two, join my Discord. I have the fastest growing Discord, which is my Carty crew photography community. It's the fastest growing Discord on the internet, according to me, with no stats. I'm blown away by how active, how engaged, and how fun my Discord has become over the last 3 months. If you're not a part of this photography community, in my show notes, you'll see how to join my Discord. Do that. The next thing you do is, now that you're a member, connect your YouTube account to Discord, which you do through Discord. Super easy. There's instructions all over my Discord telling you how to do it. Then you get member benefits. You'll be able to submit your photos for review, and I'll look at them, which I do once a week. Have you guys shot some photos that you want me to review? You too? Yes? I don't see cameras or even that you really know what I'm talking about, but okay, I'll trust that you guys have photos for me to review. Thursday's episode is the favorite of the week. I know you guys are excited. Show me some new photos. Show me some photos that look like magazine covers. Show me some self-portraits. If you've shot some self-portraits lately, show me something moody. Show me something emotional. Show me something captivating. Show me something that you've created in the last short while since you've been watching me that moves you. I'm very excited to see your work. I'll see you back here on Thursday. Remember, the hardest part is showing up, but you get better every single time you look through that camera. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Kadima, New Dawn, Robin, Advocate, appreciate you. Focus, focus, focus. Appreciate you. Agent Soul, Donna Crenshaw, Albert, appreciate you. Steven, of course, I appreciate you. Vicky, thank you for being here. Warbucks, Malcolm, appreciate you. Everybody who tuned in today, thank you. If you're watching after the fact, I love you. Thank you so much. Remember, members is how I'm trying to power this channel. I'm trying to get to 100 members. If we get to 100 members, we're going to do a little members only stream. If you want a members only stream where it's just for the members, we're going to do some special party action. If you're into being a part of that, consider becoming a member. I also have all kinds of members only posts that happen every week, judging thumbnails, judging titles. You get first insight on what's crack-a-lackin' on this channel if you become a member. I hope you will. Thanks for watching.